At Fame Dance Studios, you will learn the newest, coolest moves of hip-hop, jazz, contemporary, modern, ballet, tap, stretch, and ballroom, and new this year, acro. Fame at studios in Lloydminster, Cold Lake, Provost, Chauvin, Elk Point, Spiritwood, and new this year, Pierceland. Whether you are a beginner or experienced dancer, whether you want to dance just for fun, or want to become a professional dancer or professional teacher, they are always excited to welcome new friends to their family. See you soon!
We were talking about LA.
Yes, that is right.
So you go down to just tell me about LA.
About the Dream Center? Sure. So ever since I have been engaged in dance of any form, I've always wanted to give back or show healing through dance. So we've danced for and partnered with a number of charities. And then one of my amazing moms in Cold Lake, Nicole McKee, she talked to me about the Dream Center and what they do. So, wow, we've been going for the last 7 years. The last 2 years, I've gone about 8 times a year to volunteer there and kind of start a little dance program. So we go out to kids that live in the projects, and I'll share with them some dance moves. Hip hop is an international language for kids. They just absolutely love it. And they're so talented, but they just don't have the funds to be able to take professional dance lessons. So it's my absolute pleasure to share what I know with them. And then they teach me things. I want to empower them as well and say, okay, you teach me. What kind of moves do you guys have? So we do party circles, and the Dream Center is a Christian organization. Very lighthearted though in that way. So I it all. They will bring very relevant stories and ideas just on basic kindness, and relevant to these kids that live in the projects in neighborhoods where there are, there's gang violence and there's shootings, and someone will say, "Hi Sarah, how's it going? One of my relatives was shot at earlier this week." And so they'll just bring, like, if you're gonna get into a fight, here's a way out of it. Not go in it. Yeah, just very, very, very good stories for these kids. So when I get to go, I partner that with dance. So I've learned how to put some liturgy into hip hop. And there are very talented local rap artists there. And I'll say, okay, give us some lines, give us part of what the Dream Center is trying to communicate to these kids, just basic kindness into what you're doing, so that we can all dance to your lines. And Jitsu Gaiden, a rap artist that we've been working with, so talented. Yeah, he's been doing that for us. So we've done some music videos with the kids and all kinds of crazy things. So that's a passion.
And you take Fame Studio students down?
Yes, sir. So once a year, we weren't able to this year because of travel restrictions, but once a year, I throw a van full of kids and parents in with me, and I take them all, and the Dream Center does Adopt a Block, where they'll just walk around doors and just say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything we can do to help you? Can we clean your house? Do you need some food? How are you doing? They will offer prayer at the end, but it's not at all a mandatory thing. Just, would you like us to pray with you about anything? Those kinds of things. We'll go to parks, we'll clean, but our biggest passion are the dance jams, where we get to go out and teach the kids how to dance in a playground. So there's a playground right in the middle of these, basically condos is what they look like. And yeah, the playground is full of broken glass, and it's not really it's nothing compared to what we'd see at the Canadian playground that has green grass, immaculate garbage cans. So we'll go out, we'll clean, and then the kids come over to us, and then away we go. It's just a pile of fun.
So you're bringing back lots of interesting growth and new understanding yourself and your students. Back to Fame Studios, which is a very unique dance community. Explain it. Explain how Fame works.
So my background with the training that I took in classical ballet was work hard, find a passion for dance. It's a lot of hours of training, all worth it. I was super keen, super excited, but I've always had this wish to share a positive message through dance, not just go through the mechanics of dance. So made it all the way into professional life, saw that it was about being anorexically thin all the time, creating movements that are exactly the same as the person beside you. Definitely some interpretation, but a lot of the body talk just did not feel like there was any divinity or any kindness or any love in what I had worked so hard for. So I hung in as long as I could, and then I said to my mom, I said, I've worked so hard for this, but I'd like to start my own set of dance studios, my own dance company, to show positive message, kindness, love, the Jesus story, right, in its essence, through dance. Not we're all just going to be about being half the size that is probably healthy for us. It just didn't seem like something that I'd like to invest years and years and years of my life to do. So
and you got here in Lloyd 20 years ago. It was awesome. And now you have 9 locations.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
For sure. So the way that Fame Studio started is I was in the Sherwood Park area, and I had so many graduates, and they had nowhere to teach dance, and they were well-trained, lovely people, and we had been getting requests from other communities. Could you bring a teacher once a week or once a month or even for a workshop? And it was really nice to be able to say, yes, we have all of these teachers. I would love to send them out to your communities and see how we do. And that just kept going. So yeah, it's been great.
Fantastic. And now you've made some pivots with the pandemic. What are you guys doing?
So now what we're doing is some of our communities are allowed to have 8 students in the room. Others have gone completely again to Zoom, or a little bit of a combination. So we can do some one-on-one private lessons, and the majority though are group Zoom lessons. Hopefully it's only for a short time this time, but we put through almost 300 students through dance exams in our last set. So we always say if there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna keep going no matter what, but we're very much hoping that this will be a shorter period of time by far.
Now you're doing, you're implementing some mindfulness and some centering type
Yes.
of technologies, I guess.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So more than ever before, I am getting parent requests saying, would you do more mindfulness exercises, focusing exercises, finding a student's level that day and trying to find a way out of the bottom levels, despair, fear, anxiety, anger, frustration, even just to go to a state of neutrality would be good. And then experiencing hope, joy, happiness, empowerment, gratitude is a huge, huge, huge level to try to attain, right? So we'll talk a lot about frequency in the building and just say, okay, be aware. How are you today? Scan yourself. Just take a quick scan. Do you have an injury today? What do you think that's from, right? Are we thinking about something? Are we worrying about something? So I very much believe that what you think is what's going to manifest in the body. If you're thinking positive thoughts, you're going to be in a healing state, and science is catching up with us 100% to prove all of this. If you're in a negative state and you're constantly ruminating about a dark thought, that's going to show itself on the body. So we're going to scan ourselves. We're then going to try to find an observer, a witness, something outside of ourselves that can watch and not scream about it, not, just watch, just observe what that is. We'll identify and say, okay, these are the things that we're looking at. This is how we are today, not just bumble into a dance class and be in this state and just, okay, what are we looking at here? Then through dance, we release so much of the stored negativity. We let it go through basic ballet exercises, or our passion is talking about a social issue, bullying, anxiety, and expressing it out, whether it's for an audience right away through Zoom or live or just ourselves. Just showing it, being aware of it, and then expressing it releases so much of that. And then we can lift our frequency up to something that is much better for the body. So not just to be happy, but we know for sure now that being in a content state, a state of love, is better for the body. So instead of saying, okay, I have a knee problem, and I'm gonna put a bandage around it, right? And I'm gonna go to somebody, definitely do those things. But let's see if we can find the core reason that it's there and then get rid of it faster. So those are kind of the fun things that we get to do through our dance classes.
So the impact of that, it's very, very innovative and very interesting. The impact amongst your junior high and senior high students, it's got to be very positive.
It is, yes indeed. It is what has me drink a lot less coffee in a day is if I'll have students come in, we make sure to build them into top dancers, but I always say the best person is the best dancer. So when we teach them awareness and mindfulness and empower them how to help themselves and others in real ways, not complicated, difficult, I need to remember all these things or get an app or no, just basic things that everybody can remember, that makes my day. One of my students, just last week, we were going through the different things, right? Okay, awareness, how are you doing? She stopped dancing and she said, Sarah, I'm pain-free. And we just, there you go. That'll make my day. And we're not missing a beat on either category. We're not missing a moment to build a better dancer. We're not missing a moment to build a better person. And that's something I have to tell myself as well, is a lot of people say, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to be more mindful and focus. Do them both at the same time. Show that in your day, you can be that walking meditation, right? You can answer a phone call, but send love to the person on the other end at the same time, which then sends it right back to you to get that circular effect. So that's what we're shooting for.
That's good. Now, that's a great story. And I imagine you've been in Lloyd now for 20 years, so you've got students who now have grown up, had kids, and now their children are here.
Absolutely.
And their students. So that's such a great thing. But have you ever encountered seeing one of your students out there? They don't know that you're watching. Maybe they're working the till at a grocery store or a retail, and you've witnessed your training in play.
That is the coolest question. Yes, and yes. That is the coolest question. It is beyond an honor if I can contribute something to someone else, and then once they move on or move away or whichever, that they can continue to grow that and then start something of their own that then they can share with others. So yes, I've bumped into several of our graduates, and I don't want to take ownership, but you can see that an idea that we've all talked about, all of us as a group, has nurtured a seed, and now they've taken that and run with that. So yes, that has happened, and thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. And now you've done something very innovative. Instead of having 2 registration times, now you've opened it wide up. People can register anytime.
Yes, that was needed for COVID. You don't want to have a parent who works so hard for their money to invest in our usual guarantee, like, okay guys, we're saying we're going to teach you for a term and we'd like you to stay back, we'll be there for the term. So it's not coming in and going out. That's really hard on the class and the choreography and formations and things. But for COVID year, the amount of worry, how many classes will I be able to attend? So now we're willing to do a drop-in fee where you can just pay for the classes that you come to. So we'll continue to do that until all this loveliness is passed.
That's good, but all this stuff, all the interruptions and all the new ways of getting involved doesn't change the demand of dance. Dance has its own demands. So what are you guys putting together? What's coming together?
For sure. So a project that I've wanted to start for several years, we're just rolling with it virtually, which is RU Evolution. So my passion in choreography is to build pieces that talk about the social issues that we have. And I think as an artist, it's kind of a responsibility, but I love it. And as I watch our dancers go through the motions of these choreographies, they're healing as well. So they're healing themselves and the audience. So we're just gonna dive right in virtually. We have 6 pieces that I have choreographed that we're building, and we're gonna get frame productions out of Edmonton to shoot them for us. And I want to blast them across the airways. I want to say, guys, this is a way that we can talk about these issues, but in a totally different medium, a different technology. And I find people communicate so much faster through movement, music, non-verbal ways of communicating, open to all languages, right? We don't have to worry, does this person speak English, French, da, 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 right? That's a passion that we're just gonna start.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm a parent. I've got children that want to dance. What genres are on the go right now? We're planning to do drop-in. What's on the go?
Absolutely. So I think our best-selling beginner dance class is hip hop. It is a great way for kids of any age, any level, beginner, experience, doesn't matter, just to get in and move. And movement, again, is so good for the body, right? It just creates energy. Some people will say, oh, I'm so tired, but I'm sitting on the couch. You'll get much more energy if you send it out. So anybody can jump into a hip hop class and look great. Because some people will say, okay, well, I'd love to study ballet as well, which is very peaceful, fantastic. But if there's a hot seller, it's hip hop. Get in there, have fun. Upbeat music gets us going as well, gets us into that state of joy. We also offer jazz, musical theater. It's great to sing and release that way and engage that way. Yeah, ballet, jazz, tap, classical piano, jazz piano.
I love that.
Yeah.
Jazz piano, that's great. How do people get a hold of you?
Best is probably my cell phone number. It's 780-871-1494. Texting is fantastic. People can text day or night, doesn't matter. Or email is famedancestudios@gmail.com.
That's great, that's great. Let's do a studio tour.
Cool.
So here we are, we're walking through. We've got emergency, upstairs, downstairs. There's something here.
So this is our main dance studio. It's bigger than a stage, which is great. And it's good for just like a big multi-purpose room. We've done shows in here because there's enough space to have an audience. And we get to leave our props in here as well, which is so nice to not have to move them in and out and in and out. Yeah.
And you got oils on the go. Here
Yeah,
we are.
so this is our little station for the kids to use whenever they want to. So there are little card sets, just very, very basic things if they would like to pick a card for the day, and they can use their intuition and figure out, I love that we just picked communicate, because that's exactly what we're doing.
Yes.
So yeah, just little positive thought things. We've got singing bowls, so they can practice with those. And we have a gratitude book, so they get to just write any message that they want to, of whatever they're grateful for. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now you have a metaphysical bachelor's degree?
I do, yes.
So of all the more of the science of spirit.
This is it.
So
yes.
not so much myth, but just the functionality of it.
Precisely,
So
yes.
that's why it blends so good into art.
Indeed, exactly. There's so many people that need that scientific proof. So, and I'm a little bit one of them. I don't want to be skeptical, but I really like seeing those two merge together, so that we can say to someone who's more logic-based, this is a thing. It's provable. It's not just we're all making up fantastical ideas.
Well, then when it works for them, they can agree with it at least.
This is it. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point.
This is a neat little room.
So this is our small room. We like to put our preschoolers in here. Our little guys, they feel more comfortable in a smaller space. And the teacher gets more focus from them as well if they're in a smaller space, because they're not as distracted.
This is a big urban class studio. You've got, how many square feet is here?
8,000.
8,000. Like that doesn't get much bigger than this anywhere you go. This is world class, urban class organization. This is good.
Thank you.
This is good. So this is a longer room.
Yes. So this one has a lot of our accessories for when the kids are ready to do performances.
That's great.
Different shoes that they can use, we have various shows with themes, so all of our decorations are here and our game paddles. We just like to have fun. So that's our storage area for that. And yeah, this is about 1,000 square feet or so. And then we open the magic door. We keep a shelving unit here so that little ones won't get into the wrong space.
Oh, or get hit by the door and stuff.
Indeed, yes.
Another big space.
And this has been our virtual room.
This
So-
is where you're going.
Yes.
You got it all set up.
Kind of broadcasting from, so we like to invite all of the kids to put out their squishmallows. This is our passion in life for these very cute stuffed animals. This is a little thing that they do at home too. So we take a photo of their set at home. There's dogs, there's cats, there's all kinds of fun creatures. And we take a photo and we're gonna put it on a compilation video of the crazy things we did during COVID.
Awesome.
So,
That's the studio. Fantastic. And what time do we have? 2:45.
At
Class
Fame
starts.
Dance Studios, you will learn the newest, coolest moves of hip-hop, jazz, contemporary, modern, ballet, tap, stretch, and ballroom, and new this year, acro. Fame at studios in Lloydminster, Cold Lake, Provost, Chauvin, Elk Point, Spiritwood, and new this year, Pierceland. Whether you are a beginner or experienced dancer, whether you want to dance just for fun, or want to become a professional dancer or professional teacher, they are always excited to welcome new friends to their family. See you soon!